Sure indeed, man. And I also was saying that a lot of our African-American women isn't having babies, man. That's true, but it's a yin and a yang to that, because ones that do have babies, they may have maybe about 2 or 3 babies, you know what I mean? And cats be like, oh man, she got too many babies, dog. You know what I mean? So it's like, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? You know what I'm saying? Breeding, you know, anybody?
Man, I think in a way, it's kind of tragic, because like I think we got away from that community family angle. You know what I'm saying? That I was just talking to my man from African Identity out in the hall about that family structure. It takes a community. It takes a village. You know that old saying. You know what I'm saying? It's not just the women not having babies. It's just the disconnect. You know what I'm saying, from that generation with that crack hit. And it's just like, it's like the whole family structure is just kind of twisted, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, people not really involved as a whole community with raising the children as much anymore, you know what I'm saying? It's more of a, I raise my kids or I don't raise my kids, and it's like, it's just the connect ain't there no more. It's not, it's like, you gotta separate the real from the fake, and a lot of what we taught is either survival mode or it's not reality in terms of the long term. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, like, I tried to think like people say, you know, in the hood, the girls had too many babies and they on welfare, and there's this stereotype. But the mothers is out here working hard. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of fathers out there working hard. Some of them disconnected from their kids, can't get along with the mom, or the mom can't get along with the dad. Or, you know what I'm saying, they started too young and just didn't have the lessons before they started. They didn't have the wisdom. You know, even my situation, you know what I'm saying, with my son's mother, like I tried to analyze what went wrong. A lot of it was just due to being young and not having the guidance. Like when I look at it now, you know, whether we stayed together or not, I would have definitely, you know, had a more clearer mind to you know, what was important. Even though I tried to raise my kid, you know, we ended up separating, and she went another direction and left the state with my seed, you know what I'm saying? But like I still to this day, I work with kids and felt like I never felt that could happen to me, you know what I'm saying? I never thought, but I guess, you know, somewhere down the line, when I was going through my struggle, I had a disconnect from how to keep this family together, how to maintain it, and I think it's just, everybody's caught in this whirlwind. And then when you throw kids in the mix in a situation that's not already stable, it's just like possibilities for all kind of chaos. You know what I'm saying? You got, really, it's an old saying, but you got babies raising babies. True. And it's not as easy as it sounds, but it is a lot. Like he said, it's a lot of youngsters out here that want to know about these programs that can help them raise their kids at a young age. They want to know, but really, when you really think about it, you shouldn't really have to be 14, 15, 16 thinking about how to raise a kid or how to this and how to that. You should still be learning. You know what I'm saying?
You still at your growing stage.
I was 18. You know? Exactly. I was 18, 19, had a full-time job, still trying to get my diploma, you know what I'm saying, with my girl, trying to take care of her. And, you know, she was doing a good job, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, we was young, we didn't know what the priorities were, we didn't know how to come together. I was trying to do music, she was trying to do the dancing thing. We didn't know a lot about college. You know what I'm saying? There was a disconnect from the generation before. They wanted me to go to college, but they didn't necessarily show me how to do it exactly. And so I lost interest, and by the time I knew it, I'm a baby daddy. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what, man? It's funny you speak on that, because I went through something similar, because, you know, I went to college, but always wanted to go to like a university, like one of them black colleges. Like
I used to want to go to Grambling,
one of them too. But in our situation, it was a finance. Like a lot of other cats, it's always finance to hold you back.
Yeah. We don't learn about financial right. You know, we learn the street way. Like, and that's a way, but it's like a stepping stone. But when it comes to this real super duper $1 billion a second white man money, we don't be knowing about that like early enough. Who's gonna tell us? They don't want us to know.
That's why.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait. On that note right there, I gotta say, from the family issue to the business issue, you think about it. I heard something just 2 days ago. It was from T.D. Jakes. He was talking about families, marriages, and unity. See, because when a man and woman bond together, according to the word, not to bring it all religious, but according to the word, two become one flesh. You feel me? And when we have, and what I see since I've been out of prison, I just did 10-year sentence. Since I've been out of prison, what I see right now is a spirit of rebellion in relationships in women with men and men with women. Men are quick to say, you know, F that B, and then he gone up out of there because her attitude. It's not too many women that walk in humility with men, because according to our American culture, you know, it's I-E-N-D-E-P, you know what I mean? It's supposed to be independent. And it's not supposed to be independent, because two become one flesh. That means you're supposed to be living as one family. This is a lie sent out by, you know, commercialism, by mentalities and fashions in the street. I see women turning to females because they claim that the men are all dogs, but in reality, I'm sure some of those women had a man that they just did not want to surrender to. And I'm not talking about the one you had that was beating on you, or the one that you had that was not paying the bills. I'm talking about the man who might have made a decision and said, no, let's go this way. And you felt, no, this is my house, my name on the lease. See, that begins to tear families up. And the same thing with a man. If a man feels that he gonna just dog his woman in the household when he's not hearing her voice, then that's gonna tear your family up. The children are affected by it. I got 6 kids by 6 different women. Not a proud story. But I noticed that the relationship I have with them children's mamas have affected where me and these kids come from. And so when you have a broken family, how do you still deal with the children, the child that's growing up? Well, it's going to require surrender and humility and love on both parties. How many people already step up to the plate and do that kind of thing right now?
It's that desensitization. And since Black Book took time to elaborate it, we might as well just go ahead and say this coming from African identity. The government not only turned the Black community against the women, but turned the women against the men, and turned the children against the men and the women, whether they're elders, their peers. It's been an extraordinary shift in our cultural perspective, and I call it annihilation of culture. Now, this young man is sitting here telling us right now that he tried. Well, she's somewhere saying she tried. Now, the child cannot say anything. They have to look at what we show them. So we're proud parents coming from a matriarchal society. Realistically, we don't come from a nuclear family. We came from a tribal environment where children were raised by everybody. And even in America, the grandmama, big mama, helped raise that child, and your uncle stepped in. It was a cohesive, collaborative effort. Now we got kids going stupid, 18 dummy, little girls pregnant, little girls being raped in the Black community. No one's speaking on it. It's hush hush. We have all this anger, all of this misunderstanding, and lack of knowledge creates an undisciplined cultural people. And we turned from giants to being small, miniature people in society.
True.
Here we were the scientists and the people that came up with cosmetology and all these different things. You know about these women and these men that even gave up their millions to help us.
Yeah.
Should we name some of them? Go get Ivan Van Sertima, Blacks and Scientific Development. Adam C.J. Walker. Let's talk about
first millionaire in America,
the man who's responsible for the incandescent light that we see.
Yeah, see, a lot of brothers, they don't know that African identity. These brothers don't have knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? These brothers out here that sold their soul for money since 1968.